us again. We're back in Malcolm's leather shed. It hasn't taken him long to move into the 2-bench setup. Even the boss has got a new hidey hole under the bench. But, so today I'm going to carry on and hopefully get the ends on the bench. Okay, the way we're going to do this is I've got a couple of offcuts of melamine here. I'm going to place this large piece on the end of the bench, secure it on with 3 of these steel brackets, so the steel bracket will screw onto the back of there in 3 places. This overhang piece will screw onto the steel edge of the bench. I'm also going to tuck it around this lip here to hold it in place, so it'll be plenty strong enough. Then on the back side of this block, I'm going to add these angle brackets, 3 of them along there, and then on the top we'll go this piece of melamine, slotted up here to go over the edge of the bench frame and doweled through into the bottom block. So that'll be the edge come shelf that Malcolm will have on the end of his bench. Okay, we're back again. There is a bolt head in the back plate, so we're going to have to notch a little bit out of there so that this side wall of the end stop can go hard up against the back and give it maximum strength. We may even put some aquadeer on that and glue that to the end, which would probably be a smart idea. We're also going to slot the top piece over the frame. So I've marked out on the board here where we need to cut the slot and the length that we need, 28 mils of slot. Normally I would put masking tape over the top and cut through the masking tape, but this isn't a very nice bit of melamine. It's got chips in the end anyway, and it's only a bench end stop, so we're not going to be perfect. So I'll take it outside to the saw and we'll cut some bits in it. Okay, I've got to set up in the temporary workbench. I've cut that nice and slow so that we got minimal chipping around the edge. I'm also going to just roughly notch out where we want the we'll go inside and see if those 2 cuts do the trick for us. So the first one is our notch over the bolt head, and not quite perfect, needs a little bit more out of the middle, but I expected that. That needs a little touch more out, but let's see if our slot is perfect. So I'll go and take a little bit more out of that bottom notch and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I've lined the board up with the edge of the bench. The back of the bench doesn't appear to be square. I haven't stuck a square on it, but it's pretty obvious that because the end of this board is square, and with it flat on the surface, it's a little proud at the top. So it's not square, but that's not to be unexpected. So if I line this up with the edge of the bench underneath, and now I'm going to draw a line along there. So what that line's for is I'm going to dowel the end plate into the bench top. So we'll just randomly mark a couple of dowel positions. I'm not going to measure anything, and I'll go and get the drill, and we'll come back and put the bottom bits of the dowel in. Okay, so let's drill a few holes. Might have to make that a touch shallower. This compressed wood fibre, densely compressed wood fibre, is quite tough to drill. I'm probably right in the way of the camera. Probably getting a very good view of my right elbow. Also tears a little bit. Right, so now we want three dowel markers. Or 4 dowel markers. The dowel holes aren't as deep as they could be, but I'm not a carpenter. So now we get the notched board. And it goes on the top, and we give it a and hopefully we will have one, into one about there. Must be there. It's very close to the existing dowel hole, which was a bit of a problem, but I've been smart, which I'm not. I would have used the existing dowel holes because I think they're about the right dowel size. No, they're not. Okay, so we'll go outside and I'll drill these holes. We'll carry on from there. Long ago I learnt that when you need to put more than one dowel hole in something, you do them one dowel at a time. I'm not the world's best carpenter, so I've drilled one dowel hole. It should be the one that lines up with here quite well. So we go into there and into there and back into our corner, and that's good. So now I'm happy that that one lines up. I'll probably do the one on the other end. So we just lift that out, place our dowel marker in that end, line up the dowel. Okay, with any luck the second hole's drilled at the opposite end, and if I held my mouth right, they fit in. Now I might get game now because I've got two that line. Let's do the middle two, see how we go. Am I getting too cocksure of myself? We'll find out. Okay, we're back again. So we'll take the two dowel things out and we'll see how well I've done. Drilled one of those holes a little on the deep side. Right, dowel in hole, dowel in hole, dowel in hole. That one's not quite deep enough, is it? Whoops. That'll be deep enough. Okay. This is where fingers are crossed, but I can get all three of them to line up. Sorry, four of them, I can't even count. One of them's decided to come sideways. We have got an alignment issue with this one. You know what Douglas the carpenter does in a situation like this? He leaves that one out. Okay. The next thing is I need to dowel the top piece on. So I'm going to go through the same process, pick some distances and mark some dowels. This is already pretty hacked up with dowels, so we'll have one about there, we'll put one near the edge, we'll have one there, and we'll put one here. So I'll drill some holes in this. I'll see if I can do it up here. the depth of that. It'll be a bit deeper. That should be deep enough. Perhaps a little bit deeper because I only just want to go into the other border a smidgen. So what we're going to do is I'm going to mark my drill. Another check on that hole depth. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. I hope you're still in shot with this one. That one's going to have to come out of there to be done. Why 4, you might say? Why don't you do the 1-1-1 like you did last time? Well, I have extreme confidence with this one, and I'll share with you why in a minute. Okay, so we slot that over, we come down onto here. That end one might be a bit off. The reason being, the drill wanders in the chipboard. It's hard to keep it exactly where it was. But this time I'm going to be going into melamine. So bit should be more. Let me turn you around, you probably can't see what I'm doing right now. Okay, see if I'm a smart ass or I've actually ballsed it up. Go around this way. So we want another 4 dowels. We want one in that hole. 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 I've got one left over, so I can't count, can I? Slide that over, slide that down. And look at that. Okay, I'm going to take that outside and glue that now. That might be as much as we get done today because I want that to set up well before I do the next bit. So we'll take it off. I have the dowel pieces set up in the 90-degree corner clamps. So we'll let that set up for a while. It's currently 29 degrees. It won't take long for that to go off before I can do the next bit on it. Okay, I'm now going to fit these angle brackets underneath just to give it a bit of strength. Malcolm is going to have a fair bit of weight on the shelf because he's going to put his block of leather tools on. I'm using square-headed screws and the appropriate bit in the drill. Means that I can get them fairly accurate. Okay. Now the other pieces that we've got to get on there are, I'll just go and... Now the other thing that we might attach to this now, make it easier for ourselves, is these need to be attached in 3 places along the bottom. The idea is that it'll be screwed into the back of here and it will be bolted in 3 places through the frame of the side of the bench. So we might turn things around and fit a couple of these. The positioning of them is not all that critical. Told you I wasn't a carpenter. In high school I got top marks in tech drawing, I got top marks in metalwork, and I failed woodwork. I've always been one that preferred to work with metal. Okay, I'm only going to put 1 screw in those at this stage until I've test fitted it in case I've got to move things. So we really need things to dry off a little bit. So I'll come back when we're ready for the next bit.